Hello, and welcome to another Frackin' podcast. I'm Joseph, and I'm here with my co-hosts.
Marty.
Dan.
And if you're joining us for the first time, or if you're tuning in again, thank you so much. We're glad to have you. And today's episode is a mini episode, Pie Day. And we'll be discussing our favorite pies. So our favorite pies, our favorite pizzas, our favorite food or food moment in fandoms.
I'm so excited.
So
I am excited. And in honor of this episode, I baked a pecan pie from scratch. And I know I pronounced it a certain way, and I expect
it's beautiful.
I expect hate for the way I pronounced it.
It's beautiful and I love it.
I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. Because as I told Joseph before we got on here today, I am on a new diet from my doctor and I'm not allowed to have pie and I'm not allowed to have pizza right now. So I am suffering, but I am here in solidarity for everybody.
I would never make it. I would never make it.
Neither would I.
I say that with a very restrictive diet, knowing that eating Joseph's pecan pie would kill me. But
yeah, it probably would me as well, which is why I'm trying not to eat them anymore.
Was this
a
chocolate pecan pie, Joseph?
Yeah.
So chocolate gives me a migraine. Gluten destroys my intestines. And I can't eat nuts because something about my lungs not working right when I do. So
I mean, your lungs are important.
Yeah. Joseph made death, but it looks really pretty. So
I mean, it's beautiful.
It's all fine. It's gorgeous.
So I played with it a little bit as far as the recipe. I measured nothing, by the way. Like there was no measurements of anything at all. And it actually is not bad. I like it. So pretty good.
I am very happy for you. I support you in this, and please eat an extra slice for me, and then an extra one. An extra one for Marty. Before we get started, so I don't break Joseph's brain. This is coffee in my Library of Congress mug. I have my coffee, and then I do not have a second coffee because we're starting late. I actually have water in my custom-made, me and my partner as Ghostface water bottle because I am a nerd and a simp. So let's just get this out of the way. There are two beverages, Joseph.
I was just confused because you had coffee in one cup and then coffee in another cup. And I didn't notice you having two cups early on. So, okay, I get it. Vanished.
You have to have it in reserve. The backup coffee.
You want me to sit for over an hour straight early in the morning without 2 cups of coffee? You should be glad that I didn't bring the whole pot in here every time we record, okay?
Just set the Nespresso machine right beside the computer.
Yeah. Just gonna put the coffee machine here.
That would actually be appropriate if you just drank from the pot. I would
just
actually
put a straw in there. Yeah, no. I have done that before. Not on a podcast. Maybe next time.
I'm somehow not surprised that you've done that before.
See, I thought you were going to have your coffee and then a pie flavored coffee.
That'd be really good. There's not a lot of pie flavored coffees that aren't a nut flavor.
Fair.
I could have gone for a pumpkin spice latte.
That
would be really good though.
Yeah, but it's out of season.
Pumpkin spice is never out of season. Listen, I'm a basic white girl. It's always in season. Okay? Leave me alone.
She buys up all the stock in October and then just keeps it.
Listen, Death Wish Coffee has a pumpkin chai blend. So it's coffee, pumpkin spice, and tea. And do I buy an excessive amount when it's in season because they only sell it for part of the year? Yes. Do I run out every year before they sell it again? Also, yes. So
I mean, I bought some extra, obviously.
It's so good. It's so good.
I feel like I can't contribute to this conversation because I don't drink coffee, but I did just buy a new coffee machine for anybody who visits me. So anybody who visits me can bring all these with them and make them themselves because I haven't figured out how to use it yet.
I love that. I love that. I appreciate that. As a coffee drinker, like I don't like going to people's houses if they don't have a coffee machine.
So there are some comments, right? Pumpkin spice coffee pie. That
I would try that. I
sounds
would try that.
amazing.
I would
That
try
sounds
that.
amazing. And then I'll stick
Ooh,
with my cinnamon bun latte, which
I would
is
try
also
this.
sounds amazing.
This does sound amazing. I feel like I'd have to be wearing a Star Wars shirt when I drink it, but I think I could do that.
No, I feel that.
I
feel
got
that.
that reference. I got that reference.
We're very proud of you.
It did not go over my head like your username did for the last 2 years.
Vanished coffee. It's so straightforward.
Look, I am good at a lot of things. I'm even somewhat decent at humor sometimes, but the most obvious of things will go over my head, and that's just
Okay. Let's
get back to the episode.
let's start with our favorite.
Let's talk about pies.
Okay. Now, I think a good question is because I was looking up some lists of pies because I was like, maybe we'll just like go through a long list of pies and say whether we've tried it and if we like it. But once you start like going through lists of pies, like the definition of pie gets a little loosey goosey. And I was like, wait, we're counting that as a pie? That's a pie? Okay. So
Are you going to tell me that quiche is on this list? Because if
quiche was on multiple lists. Okay, first
No.
off, quiche was on multiple lists.
No,
Empanadas was on multiple lists. That's a hand
Empanadas are
pie.
not pies.
That's a hand pie.
a hand pie.
This is a.
What about a
okay.
moon pie?
This sounds like some, and everybody forgive me. I'm a person of color. I'm going to say this with all of the love in my heart. That sounds like some white nonsense to me. Sorry. Moving on.
Okay, well, let's break down the definition of a pie then. So you just made a pecan pie, right? So that's
Yeah.
crust and then filling. But then you would
Right.
also argue that you could make an, let's say, apple pie, which traditionally has a crust filling and then crust on top.
Yes.
So how is that different than like a hand pie?
It's
Which
not
would be
round.
It goes back to the whole argument. It's like, it's pizza a pie or is it something else?
Well,
Like
I
savory
mean,
versus sweet. I mean, what are we talking about?
exactly. What are we talking about? What is
so
the
my
definition
my
of pie?
definition of pie is if I eat it with a cup of tea, it's pie because I always offset sweet things with tea. Like I'm not gonna have a cup of tea with my pizza, so I'm not sure that I would call a pizza a
So
pie.
you don't
Although I
think
respect Italian Americans calling it pizza pie.
So you don't think any savory pie is a pie?
I don't think so. Like, what would be a savory pie? A quiche? No.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's
pie.
Pot pie?
Yeah, we call it a pie, but
Chicken pot pie?
It's like a casserole, isn't it? Chicken pie. Yeah,
mean,
we do call it a pie, but is that a pie? I don't know.
So I do have to bring this up. It was discussed last night during my game night. One of my grandparents, my grandmother, she was from Natchitoches, Louisiana, and they have a very traditional food there called Natchitoches meat pies. It similar to an empanada, like the same basic crescent shape filling. It's called a pie. It's on the list of a lot of pies. I found it on pie lists as a pie. It has a savory filling though.
Wow, I forgot about like pot pies and shepherd's pies. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost now. I'm lost in space here.
I like this comment. A custard tart, a pie. I think it's a fancy pie. it's a bougie pie. A tart is
But
a
then-
bougie pie.
Okay, but then I'm thinking of like, what was that old TV show that we probably all used to like, Double Dare and
Yeah.
stuff? What would you do when they threw pies at each other's faces? But it was really just like the tin foil pie thing filled with whipped cream, but they called
I've
it pie.
never heard of this.
What?
Double Dare?
No.
Okay,
Double
Ben is
Dare?
younger than us.
Okay, what
Did you
channel
see
was
what-
it on though?
Nickelodeon?
Okay, I wasn't allowed to watch Nickelodeon.
Okay. Well, there were two shows. One was called Double Dare, which had also Family Double Dare. And then there was like a spin-off later called What Would You Do, which had a giant pie slide. And you could slide down the slide into a giant pie, but it was just like
Okay,
a
that sounds
giant swimming
amazing.
pool of whipped cream.
That sounds
Okay, so
amazing.
I'm gonna cut you off here and say that anything on Nickelodeon should not be taken as any sort of fact ever.
So that
Unless-
was not real pie. Mark Summers did not throw real pies at people.
Okay.
No, because they would have gotten sued because also like do pies have to be hot or can they be cold? Can they be room,
Also, pie would have been too expensive to throw a
It's
real
I
pie.
cheesecake.
feel like
Is
cheesecake is a pie. I feel like cheesecake is a pie.
Cheesecake
But
is a
sometimes it's
pie?
also just a cake, depending on the type of cheesecake. If it has the crust, yes, it is a pie.
What?
Like
If it
Japanese-
does not have a crust,
Why do we call it
Japanese
cheesecake?
Japanese cheesecake is is a cake
yes,
because it's like a fluffy
yes.
cake. But like New York cheesecake is like a crust with stuff inside of it. I mean, I make it similar
a
to how I
pie.
make my pecan pie. Like
That's a pie. And you can't say that graham cracker crust makes it not a pie because then you have like chocolate pie and butterscotch pie and lemon pie. Like there
Oh,
are
I
so
do
many
like
other
lemon pie.
pies that are very traditionally in a graham cracker crust. You get the graham cracker pie crust at the
Coconut cream
store.
pie.
Oh,
do you want to know how ridiculous I
lime
was
pie?
during the pandemic? I made my own graham crackers because I had run out and I needed to make a cheesecake. And so I just figured out how to make my own graham crackers. This is how crazy I was during the pandemic.
You made your own graham crackers during the pandemic? I mean,
Yes.
I taught my cat to jump through a hula hoop, but I didn't get anywhere near the oven.
Baking is how I cope with stress.
I did way too much research into preschool and homeschooling. That's what I did in 2020 and 2021.
You're not alone on that because I had a few friends who did that as well. So I did I didn't have any pies during the pandemic, I don't think. Wow, that's sad. And
I
now I'm
was
not
not-
allowed. I should have eaten all the pies when
You
I had the
should've eaten all the
chance.
pies. Oh no.
I'm-
What is this
Okay.
question in the comments from our friend?
Which comment?
or s'mores.
No, s'mores are not
S'mores
a
are
pie.
not a pie. S'mores are not a pie. No.
So I think
They're a cookie.
this
What?
is definitely a cookie
It's not a
sandwich.
cookie or a cake.
It's a cookie
Fig
sandwich.
Newton.
They're not.
Funny.
How are they a fig Newton?
That's just the commercial. Don't you remember that old commercial? It's not a cookie or a cake. It's a Fig Newton.
I remember that commercial.
It's like those Grey Poupon commercials. It's not mustard. It's Grey Poupon. Also not good to put on a pie, I don't think. Maybe a shepherd's pie.
This is supposed to be a mini episode, and I feel like we're gonna debate this. but
Okay,
it's
well,
pretty funny.
let's
Okay.
discuss our favorite pies. then.
Favorite sweet pie. Let's start there.
pies.
Favorite sweet pie.
Okay.
Mine is pumpkin
Yeah.
because
Pump-
obviously
Pumpkin.
it's got to be pumpkin pie.
But only I do not like homemade pumpkin, like real pumpkin. I do not like. It has to be Libby's out of the can.
You know that's not really pumpkin. Right? That's just
Controversial
sauce.
take.
I don't know
It's
what
not
that is.
pumpkin.
I don't know what it is.
It's
But
a
the
squash.
Libby's out of the can with the evaporated milk, neither of which I can get over here. And I sometimes have people send it to me, although now I can't anymore because you can't send liquids. You have to come and visit me and bring it with you in your suitcase.
We'll be visiting Marty and just have a suitcase full of
full of Libby's.
pumpkin pie
you-
supplies.
Why are you smuggling in these cans? What's in there? Is it some kind of drug?
It's soup
Like,
for my
kind of-
family.
kind of.
Libby's pumpkin pie. That's my favorite. Like, as a kid, that's the only pie I would eat. So it's the only pie anybody would make for holidays.
Okay. Question. What is the ratio of pie to like
Whipped
whipped
cream?
cream?
Yeah.
Like, what is the
Okay.
ratio?
So you have to like not see the pie anymore.
Yes, this is correct. This is correct.
If you can no longer see the pie except the thin part of the crust, then you have enough whipped cream.
That is correct. That is correct.
That's
I
the right
agree with you.
answer.
So we can agree on pumpkin. I'm a little bit more liberal in what type of pumpkin is used or squash. But yeah, make it
Okay.
disappear with whipped cream.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
My favorite pie is apple pie because I'm a basic bitch.
Okay, but hold on. I live in the Netherlands. Do you like apple pie or do you like Dutch apple pie? Because I thought that this was just a gimmick in the United States to sell different things, but then I moved here and I realized that there's a reason why they call it Dutch apple pie in the American grocery stores. Of course, here we just call it. Actually, here we call it apple cake, but I digress. It's apple pie. So which one is it? With or without the zigzagged crossed top thing?
I like 2 crusts and apples in the middle. And I put a little touch of cardamom in it to make it a little different. So,
but do you have to eat it with a side of ice cream?
Ooh, or sharp cheddar cheese, because that's how I like it.
Okay, we're not talking about the cheddar cheese thing. That is some
it's
white nonsense.
Good. No. It's good. You can.
That's white nonsense.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
Dutchest thing I've ever
I
heard.
am white.
I'm full of nonsense.
So
I am full of nonsense.
Growing up in the US, I thought it was like a cardinal rule that if you order apple pie, it always comes a la mode with a side of vanilla ice cream. I thought that was like the law. I didn't think you could just serve apple pie. Then I moved here. I go out to a cafe with some friends. Everybody's like, let's get some apple pie. I'm like, heck yeah, I want the ice cream. Apple pie comes. There is no ice cream. That is not a thing here. That is an American thing only. I was so sad. So sad. You can get it with whipped cream, though.
Whipped cream, ice cream, like both are acceptable. I will not put cheese on my damn pies. Like, not on a sweet
pie.
What
if it's a cheese
pie?
What
is wrong with you?
What? It tastes good. A sharp. It has to be a sharp
on
cheddar.
An apple pie?
Yes.
Like pieces? Like
like a chunk.
Like melted? Like melted or just like
a chunk.
Just a piece of cheese?
I straight to jail.
Like orange cheese?
Straight to jail.
Sharp cheddar, like specifically sharp cheddar.
I'm with Joseph. Straight to jail.
I mean, I think that's a death penalty offense. Personally,
that's you have to forgive me, Libby's, for that. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
We were mocking her for Libby's, and you now are putting cheese on apple pie.
It's not even a weird thing to do. Wow.
Okay, and you know who else needs to join you in jail?
What is grapes?
Romulan nonsense. This is Romulan nonsense.
This is Romulan propaganda.
Okay, listen. I would drink grapes with my.
I was gonna say I'll take some wine with my
nice wine with my apple pie. Yes, we can do this.
Okay, but you can't pretend to be fancy when you just said you were going to put cheese on top of your pie. I'm sorry.
Well, the cheese goes with the wine, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, wine, cheese, and apple pie sold.
No. You would do really well over here. You should move here.
I should.
I'm just saying. I don't even know who you people are.
Okay, but what about like I like lemon pie. Is that controversial? I like
that's
lemon.
Not.
Lemon pie's good.
Okay, and I like coconut cream pie.
Key lime pie.
I like key lime.
I do like it.
So my family has lemon pie every holiday.
It has to be good, though. It has to be good.
It's hit or miss. Like, I've had some amazing key lime pies that I would devour. And then I've had key lime pies that made me want to punch the person who baked it. And I don't know why.
That is some very strong feelings about.
So key lime pie. Key lime pie for me. It falls in the same category as carrot cake in the sense that the shade of green on the key lime pie is a big, like, that's a thing. If the green I have to like the green color. If I don't like the color green, I won't like the pie. The same with the carrot cake. If it doesn't have that little fake carrot on top, then I won't like it, right?
I'm with you on the green of the pie, but like for me, the carrot cake, the more important thing is like how much cream cheese frosting is on top.
Yeah, there's got to be more
Like
than
it's
the actual
excessive.
cake.
Excessive.
Because
don't
the
like cream
cake
cheese
tastes
frosting.
because the cake tastes
What?
horrible. It
I
has
don't
to be
like cream
mostly
cheese.
Joseph?
frosting.
What?
But what if the
I-
cream
look,
cheese frosting was made from sharp cheddar cheese?
Joseph, we're not talking anymore if you don't like cream cheese frosting. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can accept you hating on me for my cheese and pie, but like cream cheese frosting?
I
But
know
can
this is
I just-
controversial.
That's ambrosia, okay? Like
I know
nectar
it's
from the
controversial.
gods.
It's too rich for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. As
I
a matter
don't
of fact,
even like sweets.
Oh,
When
what
I'm-
about? Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say when I make my cinnamon rolls, I don't put cream cheese in the frosting.
I'm having an
Sad.
existential crisis over here.
Those
Give
are
me a
some
minute.
sad. Those are sad cinnamon rolls. Those cinnamon rolls are crying.
I'm crying.
What about
Those are
rhubarb
sad
pie?
cinnamon.
Does
Rhubarb pie
anybody
is
else
good.
like rhubarb
Yes.
pie? 'Cause I like
Yes.
rhubarb pie.
It should be with strawberries in it though. Like
Yes,
strawberry
I
and
like
rhubarb.
strawberries and rhubarb.
No, that no.
Okay.
No.
No, rhubarb's like poisonous.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. Lots of things we eat are a little poisonous.
So if I make one, just don't eat it.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't eat anything I make because I can't cook or bake.
You
And
have a new
once burned out-
kitchen. You can cook.
Once burned a house down. Yeah, I got the new kitchen so I could learn.
Wait.
Can we
Wait a
circle back to the burning a house
Hold on
down?
a second. Stop.
We would like to circle back to that one, actually.
I once burned a house down.
I
the
mean,
con-
I can laugh at it now because it's been 19 years, but
You were cooking and you burned the house down.
okay, look. First of all, let me set the stage. First of all, it was an old house. It was like a 150-year-old farmhouse.
The house
know,
needed burned down anyways.
The house was, it was up there in age. Bones were not so good anymore. Parents bought a new stove, and at the time, I had this loser boyfriend, but I wanted to impress. So like, I was like, I'll make some spaghetti for you. It'll be fun. I had never cooked anything in my entire life because nobody trusts me. Because the one time I made pumpkin pie, I put 2 cups of salt in instead of 2 teaspoons and made everybody sick for Christmas. Sidebar. Anyway, the house burned down, as it does when you get a new stove for 220 lines that are 150 years old that the ADT security systems guy hammered a nail through once 30 years prior and never told the original owner.
It really wasn't your fault.
Well, yeah, but I was the one who made the pasta.
Yeah, but this
So
is not like
it's
this wasn't a cooking accident. This was a bad electrical wiring accident.
yes, but I still
You hesitated.
didn't touch.
there.
I still didn't touch an oven for 15 years afterwards. Yes, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's on fire.
Everything's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
fine.
nothing else.
We're all okay. What does Han Solo say? Everything's fine here. How are you?
How are you?
Okay.
Okay, savory
No.
pies. Savory pies. Because they exist. I will accept quiche.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Okay, no, we're gonna talk
No.
about pizza. Like that's a whole separate
So
category.
I do like a good shepherd's pie, but a few years back I was in Dublin and I had this like Guinness meat pie.
Ooh.
That was
Oh,
amazing. It was
yes,
amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. So definitely
That does sound amazing.
Yeah.
up
I was
there
gonna say something
list.
along the line of like a meat pie, like again, it's meat pie. Yes, that would be
I get that. We're all like, "Ooh, meat pie," because
Meat
mine's Snackadish
pies.
meat pie, um, which now that we're talking about it, I'm going to be craving it, and that means I'm gonna spend, like, 4 hours sometime in the next week making them.
Send us photos, please.
I think I sent some to Joseph over Christmas. He
Oh, you
definitely
did.
heard me bitching about it.
You did.
We made, what was it, 7 different fillings?
Yes.
So many people in my family can't have gluten, so I was making only gluten-free, which means you have to do it the crust in a very particular way because without gluten, things just fall apart. So, like, that's a whole layer of fun. Um, but traditionally, it contains beef and pork, and then, like, a lot of fun Cajun seasonings. Delicious, love it. Um, but we have people who are vegetarian. So I also made some with this lentil filling that I developed several years ago. Delicious. We love it. But then we have some people that like don't eat beef because it makes them sick. Probably that ridiculous tick thing that people get where they're then like
Mm.
allergic to beef, which is rude. Um, so I made some without beef, but then we have somebody else that can't have pork. So I made them without pork, and then they ended up picking up camel meat at this really cool grocery store when they were picking up people from the Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati just has the coolest things ever. So if you're ever in Cincinnati, Ohio, check out Jungle Gyms. There's 2 locations, amazing, so much international food, the best place ever. So we had camel meat, but then some people like it spicy, and some people like are more northern. So
I'm sorry,
they
how
don't
do
want
you
it
wake up
spicy.
and think to yourself, "I like my camel meat spicy"? Like, how do you just know that?
Well, because you like everything spicy. So, like, we made the filling not spicy, and then everyone tried it and was like, "No, add spice." So then we had spice and not spice. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It was just me spending,
You are
like,
Sounds
3 or
like
4
way
hours making meat pies.
sounds
you
like
are
you're just
way more
starting a bookstore.
accommodating. Way more accommodating than
Yeah.
I would be. It would be like everybody gets a vegetarian spicy pie. Fine.
But since we're shout outing pie recipe places in Ohio, Hartfield Kitchen, the Amish make the best pies.
Okay, so I would do a shout out for a place in Houston that I love, but I can't go there anymore because they are the biggest um Elon slash
Ew.
MAGA. Like
Ew. Blech.
it's a place that's well known for their pies. Everybody and like it's well known for being open late, and the owners have decided that they want to be horrible humans. So it's sad.
So their pies are also sad.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
nobody
now
wants to
they
eat
are.
sad pie. Nobody wants
No.
sad pie.
Nobody wants sad pie.
I don't want sad pie.
So they don't get a
Staring
shout out.
off thoughtfully through the window, the rain trickling down the glass.
Like my poor cinnamon rolls,
they're,
which
they're
are delicious,
crying.
by the way.
They're crying from the afterlife.
They cannot be delicious without cream cheese. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's just not how the world
first of
works,
all,
Joseph.
I can make a frosting that's amazing regardless if it has cream cheese or not.
I do have to I need to showcase this. Ketchup on pie.
That's a meat pie.
I don't know
Oh,
enough about
hello.
what would be considered a French Canadian meat pie to judge whether or not like adding ketchup is sacrilegious. Kitty cat. Hi, kitty.
Dagger, do you like pie?
Yes. That looks like a
Always.
yes. Yeah.
It's always a yes. I
That
mean,
was a
the
yes.
whole thing with ketchup for me is like finding out that it is the attempt to replicate the typical like savory pastes from China with tomatoes just makes me sad. Like I'm not hating on ketchup. Like it's its own thing. But to realize that this was British and white Americans trying to replicate something Chinese and they came up with ketchup makes me sad. That's a little history lesson for you. So there are like these these like soybean pastes and these other types of pastes that are used in like traditional Chinese cooking. And apparently, ketchup was invented to try to replicate that.
Interesting.
Which sounds like it goes along with me. I remember learning a long time ago that like pasta noodles came from China as well.
Yeah.
So that means the entire pasta dinner, Italy, is Chinese. If you have like tomato paste.
Inspired by. Correct.
Okay.
Ooh, pork and hamburger with potatoes and spices. I mean, Pierre, I'll give him that. That sounds like something that ketchup would go with.
That sounds like
I would
something
probably
the
do-
French Canadians would eat. I don't know
I
anything
would probably
about
go with
French.
like hot sauce, personally, but
I would go without the pork because I'd be one of those weird people that goes to Van's house and asks for something really niche.
Listen, I apparently am really good at accommodating diets. I just think it's a normal, polite, courteous thing to do. But apparently, Joseph is over here calling me too accommodating.
Joseph's just
anytime
giving
you come
everybody
over, I'll make
spicy
whatever you
vegetarian.
want.
Spicy
First and
vegetarian.
First and foremost, Pan, I'm simply saying that because of the amount of time, effort, and stress you went through during that whole thing.
I
Which
was also drank pretty. I was not sober during
If I was gonna
any
say,
of
if I
that
had,
either, because
if I
I
had-
started at noon. It was like
if I had
11 or 12
any
o'clock,
number-
and I started drinking as I was making it, and then I just was pretty much tipsy all day. So
which is why you were so accommodating?
No, like that's not the first time I've done that. I mean, we never did camel before, but
I
yeah.
just remember the conversation. I'm like, and you said camel, and I think both me and Susie were like, what? Like,
I mean,
okay.
I'll be honest. I wouldn't even know where to start cooking camel. Do you? I mean,
It's just like ground beef. It's just you treat it exactly the same. It's fine. Which is
Like human
interesting
meat.
because we did ostrich one year. I don't know if we added it to the meat pies or not, but I was cooking around the same time. Anyways, we had ostrich, and ostrich meat is red meat.
Yeah.
Not like
So
chicken,
T-Rex
white
would
meat.
be more like beef than it would
I
be
feel
chicken.
like it would be more like beef because
You
I've
think
spent
you think T-Rex meat would be like beef?
Well,
Yeah.
so if you get like
I
a
mean-
beef steak, you can eat it like red in the center, just like red meat, but like you want to cook chicken all the way through. Ostrich, you can eat it like medium rare, like it is a red meat. So you treat it like red meat when you cook it. So like most of the dinosaurs, like they could be red meat.
I mean, I mean, I'm thinking like they're big and they had a lot of muscle, so it would at least be dark meat on the legs for sure. Right?
Like, yeah, I'm just saying,
How
like
did we get
it
to
could be red meat.
dinosaurs? This is my fault.
Listen, all you have to do is like hint at dinosaurs, and I'm done.
Okay.
It's over.
I want to eat moose.
I love
meat
moose
pie.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
moose
Delicious.
steaks are like the best. Moose steaks are the best. And
I
there's
want
if
a
you go to
moose steak.
if you go to Stockholm and you
Mm.
want the best moose steak, let me know. I will tell you where to go.
Thank
There's
you.
a great place for moose steak. I
Put
also
that
like
on my
buffalo.
bucket list.
Buffalo, like bison burgers.
Yeah.
Bison is like some of the best meat ever.
Also hard to cook with, but I think would make a great shepherd's pie. Bison
It
shepherd's
does.
pie.
It does. I have done this before.
red meat birds, I know.
I'm just saying, dinosaurs could have red meat. You could have a dinosaur steak, rare on the inside. I support this.
Shark steaks. You can't eat sharks. Stop eating sharks. Okay, favorite pizzas.
Okay, I want to go last because
Okay.
people are going to be angry.
Oh no.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So my answer to this depends on which country I'm in.
Valid.
There are some countries I absolutely will not eat pizza in. Looking at you, Scandinavia, and that's everybody in Scandinavia.
Okay, let's pretend you're in the States.
If I'm in the States, I will order I prefer a thin crust, but I'll go with regular. That's fine. But it has to have mushrooms, black olives, and banana peppers. And like New York style. I don't like any of this crazy like Chicago. We're putting the tomato sauce on top. No, that's madness. I don't support that. I don't support that lunacy. But yeah, mushrooms, black olives, banana peppers.
Okay,
That's fair.
And
That's good.
if I'm just here like in the Netherlands, I just get a margarita, which is basically just cheese and then like some basil leaves on top for like flair. Because nobody here has banana peppers. And if you ask for olives, you're going to get green. And no, I don't want that salty nonsense on my pizza. Mm-mm.
Okay, this is fair. This is fair.
Okay.
Joseph.
First and foremost, Yuri will never be a guest on the podcast. And
Rude. First
Just
off,
saying.
rude. Second off, pineapple on pizza is delicious.
okay,
Pineapple
so
on pizza is delicious.
I knew where you were going. I knew where you were going.
I
I'm
have
gonna-
like a
I'm-
12-minute monologue
Okay,
geared
I'm
up and
going
ready
to-
to
I'm going
go.
to simply
Oh,
talk
no.
about my favorite pizza right now, which is I really do like pepperoni. I also like bell pepper and onion on that pizza, so it's not just meat. You can throw in other various toppings such as bacon's okay, sausage. So like pepperoni and sausage with onions and bell peppers is kind of my favorite. And I prefer like a thin crust as well, but I will do a thicker crust if necessary.
Fair.
I mean,
Mine,
I respect
know-
that you're wrong, but that's okay.
I know we all know I'm going to talk about pineapple, but for the record, my pizza choice depends on whether I have to make it or not. If I am at my parents' and my dad is making pizza, then it is a garbage pizza. This is my favorite. I want everything. If there's a topping on the
Oh,
table,
I
I
like
want it.
that.
We're talking bacon, sausage, pepperoni, ham, olives. Throw some pineapple on there if it's already out. It's fine. Zucchini is very common when my parents are making pizza because my mom likes zucchini. Just take the toppings, throw it on. We're good to go. It takes way longer to cook, and then I'm grumpy about the fact that it's taking forever to cook. But yes, I just put everything on. Now, if I have to do all the work and prep myself, it's going to be like a standard Hawaiian, or I also like jalapeno, cream cheese, and bacon. Like the three of those together, really, really good. You can add pineapple to that, and it is delicious.
Look, I know that many Asian people will agree with you on pineapple on pizza. I think it is evil.
Because they are
and
correct.
I don't think sweet things belong on a pizza. That's just
When is pineapple sweet? Pineapple is only sweet if you add sugar to it. It literally has enzymes in it that are eating you. It is like the most Klingon food on the planet to eat. It is literally eating you as you eat it.
Gach
had sweet
on
pineapple.
pizza. Gach on pizza.
Yes.
Okay, but I would eat gak on pizza before I would eat a fucking pineapple. Is all I'm saying. Just saying.
See,
I'm
I love
sorry,
I-
Mrs. T. Yes, I cussed. I apologize.
I already cussed. It's fine. I didn't apologize either.
But
I-
this comment here is for real. This because like Sweden
What?
was the Sweden is the first country that I had a pizza in that wasn't from the United States. I'm sorry, Sweden. Like half my family lives there. You guys do not know how to make a pizza. Like you cannot make a pizza, and you
Banana and
you traumatize
powder?
people. You traumatize
Banana
people.
and curry powder on
Yeah.
a pizza.
The
Absolutely.
Swedish
not.
Swedish pizza is traumatizing. It's traumatizing.
I
Those
am
poor people.
I
They
am
don't know
so
what pizza
sorry.
is.
I'm so sorry to anybody Swedish that is listening right now. But I'm literally thinking of those characters from the Muppets. There's a little curry powder on the pizza. And it all makes sense to me that this would be a thing they would do now, because I'm thinking of the Muppets making a pizza, and I'm like, okay, I thought that was a horribly like inappropriate way of depicting the Swedes, but
No, they love
apparently,
it. They love him. They love the Swedish chef.
Okay. Moving on from pizza.
I am disturbed right now. I'm sorry.
I need to move on. This
I
is
will-
traumatizing just thinking about it.
I will eat pineapple before I will eat that monstrosity. Okay, but does chicken belong on pizza?
Chicken?
Oh man, my
Why
old
wouldn't
boss
chicken
used to
go on a
order
pizza?
chicken on a pizza, but it was always like the chicken Alfredo sauce pizza, and I do not like
Interesting.
white sauce pizza. I'm like, no.
I love white
mm-mm,
sauce. I've been
mm-mm,
converted to white
no,
sauce
I
pizza.
can't.
But I don't want like a white sauce, like an Alfredo sauce. I like a cream cheese or a mascarpone.
Oh, or a sharp cheddar.
No, I really don't like sharp cheddar on my pizza, but you know, maybe on the side.
So you're very particular about what kind of pie you put your sharp cheddar on.
Yes, I am very particular. End of sentence.
And
yes,
it's not going to be on
that
a
applies
pizza.
to anything. I am very particular.
I just know that all of the hate I'm giving you right now, I'm gonna have to deal with Susie in chat later. for
Susie
this.
doesn't listen to our podcast. You're fine. I did think it was really, really funny that, and I brought this up yesterday in my game night because we were talking about the podcast, and I was like, it's really, really funny because I was making the script for today. I was like, I'm making the script for today because I'm like the little organizer. And Joseph and Marty are both like older than me and the oldest children. And I wonder if this is like an oldest child thing. Like the middle child has to like organize things. And then it was discussed that our group chat with you and me and Susie, I am also the youngest and do more organizing.
Look,
And you're both eldest children. And I'm like,
as an oldest child who is 40, I am tired of the leadership role.
Yes.
It's your turn.
I just thought it was really funny that
All
like
the
I have these two
sacrifices that
groups
I
of
made.
3 people, and I'm like, it's the same group but split. Like, if I had a nickel for every time I was in a group of 3 people,
You'd have
I would
3
have 2
nickels.
nickels.
Oh, 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Weird.
Anyways,
I
yes.
am not organized. I will fully admit.
I know.
I will fully admit that my sister and my brother, so Andrew
Are
and
the middle
Catherine,
children.
middle children, are the
Mhm.
most organized, and the
Mhm.
youngest
Mhm.
is
Is the baby.
worse than I am about
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
I don't know that anybody in my family is organized, to be fair. But yeah,
But I
think
will
I'll
wake
just
myself up on time and get the things on time. And nobody
I
else
am
in the
see, I will get to things early. I
Yeah.
will be 45 minutes early to everything.
Yeah, if you're not so early that you think you're in the wrong place, then you're late. That's just how that works.
That's how
Sorry.
I am.
Basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, favorite food or food moment in fandom. I feel like I have to bring up
I have
the
3.
episode in Voyager where cheesecake. We have 7 of 9 trying the
Yes.
cheesecake, which is a
Except-
pie.
Yeah.
But at that time, isn't it like the doctor inside her head?
It is the doctor.
It's
Yeah.
the
it's not her.
doctor, the hologram experiencing cheesecake for the first time. Yeah, that is an epic scene.
I do
Jerry
like
Ryan
how
kills that.
Yeah, she was phenomenal in that. I do like how Star Trek has like a thing with like cakes because like Troy and her chocolate cakes, all of yeah, cheesecake. That was a good episode. That was a good. I mean, it was a little bit weird, but Jerry,
It's
yeah,
Voyager.
she was fantastic in that
Jerry
scene.
nails like
Yeah.
Her acting is
absolutely
amazing.
stunning
She
goddess.
is.
Without a doubt, people are correct. She is absolutely gorgeous, but her acting is so phenomenal, and she was so
funny.
many cool things.
She
So
was
funny.
funny. Like
So
up until
funny.
that point, we really didn't get to see her do funny, and she was so funny in that episode. Such a good job.
My favorite episode that she's in is not even that one. It's the one where like the different Borgs inside her head like take over. And so she's playing like 7 different characters. And let's talk about range.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
She is without a doubt one of my favorite actresses, just because she does have range, and people underestimate her because she's stunning, right?
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, and also super talented.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. And highly intelligent. And one of the few actors and actresses that I follow on social media and like never skip a post because she
I
is
never
just
skip her
like
posts.
never skip a post.
Okay, Marty, favorite food episode.
Well, okay,
So-
my favorite Star Trek food episode is the Strange New Worlds episode where Captain Pike is trying to make all the eccentric Vulcan dishes for T'Pring's parents. Like that scene where he like comes out with it and he's so proud. Like you can see in his face. He's like, I ate with this. He's like walking out, and then she just is like, I'm not touching that. Like her husband gets super excited, then the wife is like, no. And then he just like turns around and like walks back, and nobody gets to try it. I was like, best food.
Yes.
I love all the cooking scenes that are showing up in Strange New Worlds. They just slay me. I love them.
I mean, give me more Pike in an apron. I always
like literally I could watch they could do one
Just an
episode
apron?
that's just that's fine. They could make one episode of him like just cooking, like and like just cooking the whole episode. It's like a silent episode. It's just the sounds of things sizzling in the pan, and I'd be like, this is peak cinema.
Yeah.
I feel like there are other factors here, but anyway.
Listen. The factor is
it's
man in an apron cooking. There needs to be no other factors here.
I mean, it's such a cool apron too. I'm trying to find it.
I have been looking for that exact
I've been looking
apron
for
a while.
because
So if you find it, send it
I will
to
let
me.
you know. I will let you know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like food and sci-fi in general, and I mean, Soylent Green.
Hilarious. Yes. I love that.
And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but Soylent Green has the best food scenes of any science fiction fan.
That's great.
You're not going to spoil the movie is like 50 years old.
Look.
It's people, okay? I'll spoil it.
Look, when it came, I saw it as a kid. Nobody spoiled it for me. And I was like, I'm sitting there like, this is me, 9 years old, like, did you guys see that? Oh my God.
I feel like the fact that there's an actual thing called Soylent.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
I will never try it.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Favorite food scene for me is Deep Space Nine. Cisco has the entire staff over everything he's cooking.
Yes.
And Bashir says something about, I don't really like beets. And Cisco goes into, well, that's because you haven't had them prepared the proper way. And he's like sitting there and he's like cooking and he's getting into the beets. And it's just like on character, but so off character for Cisco. Yeah. And you just see Bashir's like, okay, I'm still going to hate these damn things. But he's like trying to be nice because this is commanding out best scene for me ever.
So good. But I love that scene because it shows us part of Cisco's character that we don't, because we rarely get to see like those intimate moments of his like personal life, like his quiet passions, I would call them. And so that was nice. And then to also see Julian get kind of schooled, I like that as well.
Yes.
He needs
very,
it.
very satisfying on multiple levels. Multiple levels.
Okay. But before we go, can I just say that this is not a food scene like in like a fandom, but it's like I like Pavlov dogged myself a food because of a series, and now like I can't watch that series without thinking of this. Like I start salivating, right? So like when I first started watching Stargate SG-1, I was going through like this jujube phase where I was eating jujubes. Like whenever I watched an episode, I would have like a box of jujubes and I would eat them. And like I ate them every single time I watched an episode, to the point where it was like I couldn't watch an episode without eating jujubes. And likewise, if I had a jujube and I wasn't watching Stargate, I would just start thinking about Stargate. And so like now I struggle because I want to watch Stargate, but I live in a country that doesn't sell jujubes. And it's
now
just
you
like
can't watch it.
I try to watch like last week time when we had that episode where we talked about Stargate. Like I was trying to watch the episode and I was just like my jaw was like, I need to be chewing on those.
love the fact that you conditioned yourself inadvertently,
I
and it
I
has
love this.
held.
I
Like,
love this. No, this I see no problem with this. I see no
Yeah.
problem with this. Now we could talk about food and fandom all day long. Because I love food and fandom. Like we didn't even touch on. We could talk about food and Lord of the Rings all day long. That
I
would
have a recipe for lembas bread. I'm just saying.
we could talk
Look,
about that all
I
day
have
long.
I have this I have the Star Trek cookbook, which actually has some pretty good recipes on it. I gotta
Ooh.
say, the one by Ethan Phillips.
I bet that does have really good.
We could talk about food all day, but I have to
Well,
get
yeah,
to work.
yeah. We could talk
we have to
about food
work.
all day, but we have to like human and be adults, which is unfortunate. Gross.
Sad. We are sad cinnamon buns for the rest of the day.
My cinnamon rolls are amazing.
I'm sure they are, and they would
Without
be
their cream
improved
cheese
upon
frosting.
with cream cheese frosting. So
I have to make cream cheese frosting for my sister though. So if I'm
I
making
love
them
your
just for
sister.
me, there's no
I've
cream
never
cheese.
heard a story about your sister where I wasn't like, I agree with her. So
My sister is annoyingly perfect. So yeah.
Well, is that our sign? Is that the sign?
I think that might be the sign.
So that concludes episode 13 Pi Day. We're so glad that you tagged along. Please give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share our podcast with your friends. And our next episode is going to be a surprise.
We talked about
This
this.
is-
We talked about it. What did we call it? Ever expanding universe?
Yes, that's what it was.
Something like
Is
that.
that what we called it?
It
I
was
don't
something
remember.
about
I feel
the
like it was
the universe.
ever expanding universe. I don't know.
Oh,
We
yeah.
argued about the
Ever
title, and I
expanding
was
universe.
correct, and you were wrong. That's what I remember.
Yes, you were right.
It will not. It will not feature sharp cheddar cheese or pineapple on pizza. So
It will
yourselves
not
for that.
be. It will not be horrendous. Anyway,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Going out to explore. Tuning comes to another frackin' podcast. Time travel, wormholes, and more. Chevron's locked on another frackin' podcast. Debating all the lore. We get signal of another frackin' podcast. Nerdy topics galore. Systems go for another frackin' podcast.